Stu, thank you so much for being here with us. You are the general manager of Bluhawk, and what a place this is. The Advent Sports place for all kinds of every sport you could think of, in addition to esports and all the restaurants and shops. You just came off of a great event. Tell me about how you guys are doing here.
Well, I'll tell you, it's been so exciting because I've been with the company with Price Brothers for
Mhm.
about 11 years. And what's amazing is that the vision that the family had for what Blue Hawk was going to be and what they wanted it to be, and to be involved in this project for 11 years and
Yeah.
see how it has grown and developed and succeeded on so many levels. It's so exciting to be a part of it and to work for a family that has such an incredible vision.
So you're walking around at Red, White, and Blue Hawk, which was July 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
Take me through that event. What kind of things are you saying to people? What kind of feedback are you getting? You said 20 to 25,000 maybe here.
Yeah, it's always interesting. We really feel like Blue Hawk is a place for people to gather. The youth sports component is certainly extremely large now because of the Advent Sports Park.
Yeah.
But this is the 6th year we've done the 3rd of July, and when we started, we were hopeful that it would grow and develop into something as big as it has. But you kind of never know. You try events and you hope that they connect with the community. We have been blessed because all the events that we are currently doing have connected with the community, and to get 25,000 people out at any event in this city with the diversity and the geographic challenges of the city is pretty amazing, and we're very, very proud of it.
Not to mention that that's a time where people are out of town. They're at the lake. They're saying, I'll just go to the city fireworks or whatever. So to
Yeah.
have that gathering on the 3rd is
Yeah, and
quite a
I think
feat.
that has helped us. We
Yeah.
we made that decision because we didn't want to compete with all the other festivities going on the 4th. So we chose the 3rd, and it has served us well over the last 6 years. And specifically this year, we partnered with the city of Overland Park. We were incredibly honored that Equity Bank got involved in sponsorship of the event, which meant so very much to us. And that's really the first time that we've actually offered a sponsorship of any of our events. And it just turns out that the equity partnership and the relationship that we've had over the years was an integral part of why I'm hopeful that that's why they chose
Yeah.
to be involved in it. And it meant a great deal to us.
Price Brothers development and property manager, Blue Hawk general manager. Man, did you think you'd be such an event planner? And is that kind of daunting? And what kind of things do you see and deal with?
My background and my career has really been funneled through hospitality.
Yeah.
So I started in the hotel business, then the
Oh,
restaurant
sure.
business, then I got in this the private golf club business. But I think in all those areas, I was an integral part of my position to try to drive sales and drive revenue, and I think that was something that. When I started with this position, I saw that the opportunity that
Yeah.
was going to be there, and that was going to be a part of my job responsibilities. And so it's something that's very enjoyable to me. And we have an incredible marketing specialist who runs all of our events, Haley, and she's amazing. And so that she makes my job so much easier. And so it's good to walk through the crowd and talk to the people who are there. And
Yeah.
a lot of them have been there every year. They all have stories. They all have memories with their children and their families coming out to the events, and I think that's what makes you feel the best, is that you're connecting and you're making memories for people within our community and the
Well,
city.
that's what I was going to say. I went to school in Orlando. I went to the University of Central Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, that's Hospitality Central, Disney, and you're in the moments making business,
No,
right?
you're 100%
So people
right.
come back.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
you're 100% right. And I think the way you make people feel and the memories that you provide them, that's what distinguishes you from, and us at Blue Hawk, from other developments in the city. And I think it's a personal thing. It's a passionate thing with us. It's a passionate thing with the family, and the family's been around for 100 years. And so you're not successful for 100 years unless you're really good and you have a vision and you have a commitment to take care of your tenants and your the people who are visiting your development.
Absolutely. To your point, I think I read Price Brothers 1922.
Yes, exactly right.
Yeah, and I read this quote, and I won't read the whole thing. It was on I saw this quote from Steve, and an emphasis on quality above quantity is what Price Brothers has always been about. What does that mean to you?
Well, I think it's so accurate. And you know what, if you know the people that are running the company,
Mm-hmm.
and you know the members of the family who are an integral part of the day-to-day operations of this company, you see why they're successful and how they're successful, and they do the little things right. They do the fundamental things right, but over and beyond that, they always, in my mind, they always do the right thing. They always try to do the right thing, and whether it's for their employees or whether it's for their tenants or whether it's for their vendors, that's an important and a unique philosophy to have, especially in the world that we live in today.
Absolutely. Was Blue Hawk kind of always on the radar, always on your radar? You've been here 11 years, and at what point did they slap it on your desk and say this is your thing now? And what was going through? What was that all like?
Yeah, it wasn't that easy. I mean, basically, I think they bought the land, I want to say close to 18 to 20 years ago.
Okay.
So there was a vision for this particular piece of property. It was my understanding that they purchased this land with the intention of had this vision for this development, but the school district was extremely important
Yeah.
in them deciding on this location. The Blue Valley School District was so strong, and I think they had the forethought to know that people gravitate towards strong school districts.
Absolutely.
And so they named it Blue Hawk. I think they took the blue from Blue Valley and the hawk from Jayhawk,
Oh yeah.
and that's where Blue Hawk came from. And it has been an incredible connection with the community in the Kansas City area, and we continue to define ourselves and try to improve our offerings and our retail mix. And it's something that we work diligently on every day.
What's the hidden treasure in Blue Hawk that people may not know about or may not recognize the sign on the door? And what do you think people need to be checking out?
Yeah, I think that's kind of a tough question to answer. I do believe that developments are defined by the retail mix that they have.
Mm-hmm.
I think that that's extremely important, and I think it will continue to be an integral part of what people think of when they think of Blue Hawk. But I think it's a combination of, in my mind, the idea to have the sports complex tied in with the retail component.
Yeah.
Allows people who are traveling with their families, and I have 3 daughters, and all of them, I traveled with them on all their sports trips and all their games and all the things that they were involved with. And you come to realize that you go to a city, and usually the facility is one place and the hotel is 20 miles from there, and then the retail is another 10 miles, and so you're driving all over the city.
You're so right.
The idea and the concept was that you pull in here Friday night,
Mm-hmm.
and you never have to leave till you're ready to go home.
Yeah.
It's a very unique concept, and it's probably one of the first ones in the country. And I think that's what makes us stand out from other developments.
Oh boy, youth sports, so great, important. But man, are they just all your time when you're a parent around this age group and going up through high school? I got a couple in-laws, and their weekends are full of sports, and so
Right.
a lot of that is travel sports. But like a place like this, to your point, you park, you get to use the pool. Maybe the kids can go kind of entertain themselves at one of the restaurants or shops, and mom and dad get a little break. So it is very unique.
Yeah, it's an $80 billion industry.
Yeah.
Youth sports, and
Oh yeah.
and not that it's about money. It's really about creating that experience for the traveling parent and the traveling families and their grandparents who are coming to watch. It has really allowed us to broaden the scope of our connectivity with the community and people coming from out of town. It's reputational. It becomes reputational because people who have come here, we've been open. We opened a year and a half ago,
Mm-hmm.
and we already have all the people that have booked here have rebooked, and the tournaments that we've had in the past have all rebooked. And I think it becomes reputational. It's like anything else.
Yeah.
You get a reputation for something, and I think we have a reputation of providing incredible tournaments, services, quality of facility, and then all of the surrounding components of that add to the experience at Blue Hawk.
Okay, well, your life growing up was sports, and we'll get into get into your dad here in a minute. But 6 siblings, right? or five siblings.
Yeah, 5 brothers and sisters.
Five
There's
siblings, 6 total.
Yeah.
Traveling for sports, I bet. And you were a 4-year starter at Louisville, right?
Yeah. I was, but it wasn't because I was any good. It was because the team was not very good.
Okay.
And so I was by default. Yeah.
This is not the Lamar Jackson Louisville, is what you're saying?
Well, so this is what I do tell people. I do tell people that a couple of years ago, they retired my number at Louisville, which everyone says, you're kidding. And I said, well, I'm not kidding, but it just happened to be that Lamar Jackson's number was my number as well. So I tell everybody that it was my number that was honored, and but it's really not the case.
Did he ever ask permission to use your number or anything? Or
no, he didn't. No,
wow.
no,
Okay,
no.
you might have to set that up.
No. I think the year I left, NIL was not part of college athletics at the time. But I would say this, that I was probably the first player ever to be offered money to leave. So that's how bad I was.
I was gonna say we don't have any wins and completion percentage stats. Here,
we've got them, and they're pathetic. Most of the players that came after me, what I accomplished in 4 years, they accomplished in half a season. So
it was a different era.
Yeah, it was a different era.
So Dad was coaching in New Orleans then, right?
Yeah, he's my freshman year at Louisville. He started at head coach at New Orleans.
Okay.
Correct.
And he got to coach Arch.
Well, he took the job because of his excitement to work with Archie Manning and the skill sets that Archie had and provided, and he thought that it would be the building block of the entire NFL team. His NFL team.
Yeah.
Archie got hurt, and he really never played.
Yeah.
He never played, so they were playing with backups, and it was a challenging time, especially when you're used to the success that he had in Kansas City.
I was going to say that New Orleans team was challenging enough, even with Archie. So
correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Kansas City. Is that what made Kansas City home for you when Dad came to coach the Chiefs?
Yeah, they moved here. We moved here in 1963, and I was 6. And so that was the first season of the Chiefs. They moved from Dallas. They were the Dallas Texans, became the Kansas City Chiefs. And it was an exciting time, challenging time. It was the developmental years of the AFL in those days. And so, they were not only fighting for reputation, they were fighting for the credibility of the AFL team that Lamar started and the league that Lamar started. And so it was people have no idea the challenges that they had in those days, budgetary and trying to get people in the stands and some of the things some of the promotions that they did. It was a different time, but it laid the foundation for the future of the Kansas City Chiefs, and it's incredible to see where they are today.
I was going to say, you flash forward just a little bit. Head coach Hank Stram, your father, you on the sidelines of Super Bowl IV, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that. That must, first of all, a lot fewer eyeballs on that game, I bet, than nowadays.
Oh, sure.
How was that?
Well, you know what? When you're growing up and you're living it every day, you really can't fully appreciate it because you just think that's normal.
Yeah.
It's your normal day to day, going to games, going to practices, going to training camp, experiencing those things. As a kid, you see your friends and what their parents do, and somebody drives a new car every day, and there's the car dealerships, and they're in real estate, and you really don't have a really good grasp of what the other parents are doing. All you really do is have a feel for what your life looks like. So I think it was after my dad quit coaching, and after you look back at all the memories and all the history and all the things that we were lucky enough to have success and that my dad accomplished and the team accomplished, that's when you really start appreciating what you experience at a young age.
Oh, absolutely. You told a good friend of mine. I came from Fox 4, as you know, and a good friend of mine, Kathy Quinn.
Yep.
You remember this interview from 2020, going into the first 49ers Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
She asked you about your dad, and you said what you miss most about him is his voice, his humor, and his animation. Is that still true today?
Yeah. I mean, he died in 2005, and it's 21 years. It flies by, and I just lost my mother 4 or 5 months ago.
Sorry.
And she was 97. She lived an incredible life, but it's they're the ones that have sacrificed the most for their children, and enabled us to be as successful as we are in what we do, and help define who we are. And we were very blessed to have incredible parents, and that's the foundation of any family, and it's the foundation of children's future.
Let's talk a little football going into the Chiefs season. What would Dad think of this team? Who would his favorite player be? What kind of prediction do you have?
First of all, you got two incredible components of this organization. Well, you have three. You have more than three, but I would say you got Clark Hunt leading
Yep.
leading the organization. You have one of the greatest quarterbacks ever to play
Yep.
in Patrick Mahomes, and you have probably one of the greatest coaches that ever coached in the NFL, Andy Reid. And so those three components can cover up a lot of sins.
Yeah.
And I just believe that they have this incredible ability to be able to fill gaps when they need to, with players that they feel fit within their scheme and their organization. And you hear people talk about what's going to happen this year, and a lot of people in the media are saying that they don't think they're going to do really well. I think they're going to be incredibly successful. They know how to win, and they have this camaraderie and this glue that holds that organization together. And I think they filled a lot of gaps with a lot of really good football players. And but to answer your question, I think my father went to New Orleans, as I had mentioned, because of Archie Manning and his mobility and his ability to make plays.
Yep.
And I think he would watch Patrick Mahomes today and marvel at his skill set.
Yeah.
And marvel at the way his mental toughness and his physical toughness, his ability to be able to lead and find ways to win. And so I think he would be incredibly impressed with that, and the diversity. My dad was an offensive mind, both offensively and defensively, but offense was, he loved to come up with schemes and strategies to win. And I think Andy Reid does the same thing, and I think he would admire and respect that greatly, to see the kind of job that Andy Reid has done with this Kansas City Chiefs team.
I read to your point about your dad's ingenuity on offense. I read something, and I don't know if this is true, but he went into a game. I don't know who the opponent was. He went into the game and he didn't have an active receiver, so they ran the wing tee.
Yep.
Amazing.
Oakland. Yeah, they threw the ball I think it was 2 times.
They ran it 60 times and won the game.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can do that anymore, but it's amazing.
Well, you know what? It all comes down to the players.
Yeah.
If you have the players to be able to compete that way, then you can. And it's not, a scheme doesn't work if you don't have the players to execute it.
But recognizing what you do have,
Right,
and putting them is
right.
genius.
Exactly. I was partners in a restaurant group for years, and it kind of went south a little bit. And Mark Parman, his bank had the loan on the restaurant, all three restaurants. I assumed the loan, and we had a year and a half of very rocky times because we were in the middle of changing the concept. Cash flow was not really good. Anytime you redevelop a restaurant or reconcept a restaurant, it takes a while for it to grow and develop and have people become loyal to it. And I will never forget the kindness and the loyalty and the amazing way he handled all the speed bumps that we went through together during the course of building that restaurant back up. And then actually I sold the company after that. Relationships are what makes a successful partnership. And Mark has always been there. I've known his wife since I was in grade school. I've known Mark because of Julie, but professionally, that was the first experience that I had with him. And the things that he, as a bank, the things that you have to deal with as you develop the magnitude of something like we're doing here at Bluhawk, is it takes a special bank, and it takes a very special person to be able to lead that bank. And I will forever be thankful that Mark Parman came into my life and was part of those early days in the restaurant business. And I will forever be thankful for him.
Yeah, Mark Parman, the senior regional CEO of Equity Bank. He works in the office with me over at college in Metcalf. Wonderful person, as you said, person I really look up to. It's interesting too that he helps you. You have this family connection from way back, and helped with the restaurant, and now you work closely with him and some of his bankers now with Price Brothers as well.
Yeah, on the development side,
Yeah,
they are actively involved in some of the projects that we're doing currently. Again, relationships are based on credibility, and I will say that Mark and his bank uh, certainly have that. They've developed those relationships with people, and that's what we become loyal to. We don't become loyal to the bank; we become loyal to the people in the bank,
yep.
and that relationship is so very special to us and means so much.
We're always talking about that and hosting customers and things and how and strategizing what's the best way to bring them in and what should we do for them. And I'm just such a firm believer, kind of like to the point about hospitality and what we're trying to do over here. If you give them an experience, and obviously you treat them with respect, you fill their needs, but if you give them an experience, I think that's what has them come back.
Well, and the last thing is you've got to believe in the person that you're working with,
Yeah.
and that belief is reputational. One thing, and it's experiential. It's based on the experience that you've had with that company or that bank or that person, and it's always with you. That's the first person you think of when you need help in that particular capacity, and he's always been there for me, and he's
Yeah.
always been there for our company, and that's a it's a very very special, strong relationship that we have with him and your bank. Yeah.
Well, let's go. Let's wrap up with what you guys have going on soon here at Blue Hawk. A couple big events that people need to know
Yeah, we have
about.
Oktoberfest coming, which is this is the 6th year we've done that as well. It will be in the parking lot. It's a 3.5 4 hour event. Family fun,
Yeah.
slides, music, food trucks, face painting, all the things that Oktoberfest events
Yep.
provide, and it's a great event for us. And then the last event of the year will be the tree lighting, which is the night after Thanksgiving. We're trying to build foot traffic,
Yep.
revenues. We're trying to build a sense of community, gathering place, and even the next phase that we are currently building, which will be open sometime in the fall, spring and fall of 2027. We will have an event space there, entertainment area, which will be very similar to Power and Light, where we'll be able to do concerts and watch parties and things like that. And everything we do is with the intent of connectivity
Mhm.
and becoming a gathering place for the community and people who are visiting Kansas City and visiting our sports park. So all those components combined help us generate the kind of foot traffic and that we need here
Yep.
at Blue Hawk, and we so dearly work towards. So
It's an exciting time. Yeah.
it is.
Congrats to you.
Absolutely. Well, it's a great tribute to our development team, and it's a great tribute to our leasing team and our the ownership team. And I can't say enough about the family. I went to school with Doug in elementary school. I've known him all my life. To be an integral part of something that is so massive and so successful and so visionary is very special. Obviously, I hope this will be the last job that I have, and it's a great way to go out. It's just an amazing concept and an amazing development.
Thank you, Stu.
You're welcome.
Great
Thank
job.
you so much,
I
Russell.
appreciate you joining
Thank
us.
you.
And a lot of events for everyone to go check out. So please do.